What's up, Dave?
What's up?
We're filming this today, Friday, November 19th at 3 o'clock. So I called you in because honestly, we're running out of shit to talk about.
Okay.
And everything. And you have been our longest tenured designer at BJD. I want to say out of everybody here. Before that, you were asking me before the camera started rolling, like what we kind of do in this room. And so I kind of want to like discuss like all the videos that we've been filming up until this point. So we have, we have the Trends Talk. We have Off the Cuff. We have Spotlight. Is it just those three?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have three different types of videos here. So Trends Talk is basically something I've just been doing with Sean.
Okay.
Sean's like, he's like the new salesperson, and like I figure like he has some kind of orientation here, like to get into like the industry. And so basically what I have him do like for every Trends Talk episode is like we typically have maybe like 3 or 4 of these every quarter while we're developing. And so what we would do is we'd have like a color episode where I tell him to go look for the trending colors. And so he pulls up all this research about all the trending colors. And then from there, I kind of compare it and contrast it to the colors that we're currently running and how it kind of plays itself off of each other. We have one for like print themes. So he just basically looks and researches like different print themes that are out in the market. And then from there, we kind of compare and contrast what we're developing.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we do that with bodies as well. And so it's basically
kind of more like a checkoff list in a sense.
Well,
it's
for him to do, like, I'm trying to train him to do his own research. Gotcha. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And but it's been like really, and at the same time, I get my own research in there as well. And so it's actually been paying dividends because it's like you know how like sand is like a super trendy color. Like we actually covered that like during like previous like trend talks. So that's like one video segment that we're doing. The other one is called Spotlight.
Okay.
So basically what that is we just talk shit about brands. So like, I mean, Sean, he actually like, he shops. He's like, he has his brands that he really likes. And so like we've covered Bad Birdie Golf, the one that I showed you. We covered that. We covered Vuori, the athleisure brand. And then we covered this other brand recently called Minimal. Do you know Minimal?
No.
You never heard of Minimal, right? Yeah, so
I
it's
only know Minimal out of Europe. I don't know if it's
MNML.
Oh, no,
I don't think they're out of Europe. They're based out of LA.
Okay.
Yeah, they're LA based. Man, they're fucking sick. Like they make really good product, but they recently got bought out. They got because they
They're called
AKA brands. I don't know. They recently went public, and like they were like the company itself is like doing around like $100 million volume.
Oh wow.
And then they recently went public, and it was like, and so they got bought out. And for us, what he does is he picks a brand that he likes, and then we kind of look through their about us. We look at some of their product, and then like we just talk shit about it. Like now, like I look at it, and we try to figure out where are they selling, how much volume we think they're doing. The retail price that's online, is it really worth it? Where are they doing production? Gotcha. We kind of look at their social media. We look at all this stuff and we try to dissect.
Really break it, yeah.
It's like everything is very business focused. It's not so much like, oh, look at that beautiful person wearing it. We do have a trend segment, but I try to think of it more along the lines of like, okay, we're developing, we're creating a line. So these colors are new. How does it, it's not so much like trend focused, so much more as like, I guess process focused. Does that make sense? And then the last type of video I do is called the Off the Cuff podcast. This is probably going to fall in Off the Cuff. We're probably going to label this one Off the Cuff. Okay, yeah. So it's like, so Off the Cuff is more like my thing. So usually my dad's the guest. So with him, like, I'll tell you a couple of the episodes that we did. We broke down Macy's. Okay. Like basically, so when my dad first started working with Macy's, what was the business like? And then from there, like what is it turning into, That's, and like how backstage is, you're kind of designing like for these people right now. So you kind of get like how they're changing and like how the department store structure changed from like classification to collection to classification again. Like we kind of go over that stuff. We covered China, like how, even when I first started working, I was doing a lot of production out of China. Now we're no longer doing garment manufacturing in China, but still all the fabric is bought there.
Right.
So we kind of covered all the China stuff. I've also covered with him, what else do we talk about with him? Oh yeah.
E-commerce.
Yeah. We did like really like clickbaity shit. Like I'm like, we have this subject like how like what is it? The e-commerce is like the worst thing that happened to the fashion industry. We kind of cover that.
Okay.
If you're interested to know why, check the link. I'm fucking. Well, no, I actually do that a lot. It's just like, yeah, but like the e-commerce one was like, I thought that was like one of our better videos because it's like we're covering some real things. And so basically, like I'm kind of talking like the back end of business. I had Tommy in here.
Oh, really?
Frontier, yeah, like dude, we I bought like a 6-pack of beer and we just crushed the beer while we were just talking shit about like how bad the supply chain crisis was.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
where can I find this?
it's on YouTube.
Podcast.
You're gonna be on, just look at BJD and go.
Okay.
You'll see it. It's like it's all there. But
All right.
like or like we're uploading some faster than others, but then like because we're trying to stay somewhat relevant.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then like yeah, so we've been filming this about every week. I had my brother on here too because I mean Nicola and I, you guys don't have to really worry about this part of it, but like we're running through some major LC issues right now because of the shipping crisis.
Yeah.
Dude, like, and so like there's like, and so I'm trying to like create a channel right now that's like a go-to for like the business of fashion almost. I know business of fashion is trademarked by that other like company. I'm not talking like but like the back end of like the garment making industry,
Right.
so to speak. And so it's like not so much about like the styling and all that stuff. Like that's like the design world. You know, that's your world.
Yeah.
But then for me it's like, you know, I'm hoping because whenever people talk about like whenever I say, oh, I'm doing this shit, people are like, whoa, who's gonna watch that shit anyway? Like I'm hoping nobody does right now because like honestly, like our videos aren't great right now, but our information is good. Like we have good information.
That's key, yeah.
So what I'm hoping for is like maybe let's say like maybe when you were like 27 years old, you know, like you were just starting out in this industry, you know, you didn't really know shit,
Right.
you know, but then like I want to say that people who are new to this industry, like I want to create somewhere where they could come and they could, you know, like all the bullshit aside about like, you know, like by the time you're already broken, you know, by the time you already realize, oh, I'm not going to be the next Versace, you know, like after like you kind of got broken in by the industry, but then at the same time you're trying to figure out like, or you're trying to see, I want people to see the industry through my eyes basically,
Right.
you know, because I don't feel like people are talking about this side of it enough, you know? Like,
I agree.
Like, cause I mean, when you think about it, it's like I mean, like the three key industries, I mean, well, tech is a big one now, but like the three key industries now in the past have historically always been like the garments, real estate, and like food.
Correct.
You know, like food had like fucking Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
You know, like he had this guy who wrote Kitchen Confidential, and then all of a sudden, being the chef, like they have like David Chang now. They have like, you know, like they have like all these guys like who are like ex-chefs who are like kind of coming out and kind of talking about like how the back end is so difficult to like actually manage, you know, with their inventory control and their cost saving. You know, like there's a lot of content out there on like the food industry. Okay. And that's kind of why you kind of, you know, like it's like you kind of see all of that, like, and there's a lot of mainstream information out about all that. And like same with like real estate, there's like so many different podcasts out about real estate. But then like when you look for anything like fashion related,
there's hardly anything. Nothing.
well, a lot of it's like, oh my God, look how beautiful that person looks
Yeah.
wearing that black. It's like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
like, you know, it's, you get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, it's all very like surface level. I mean, even like the music industry, they have like podcasts like kind of talking about like the back end stuff. But then like, I feel like garment making, it isn't so much about that. It's always still about like beauty, you know? And I'm like, there's a lot of people who do that way better than us, like way better than me, way better than BJD. You know, like we're very much like we make clothes. We're you know, we're garment makers, and
Right,
so
right.
like, you know, that's kind of like in our DNA. It's like my dad's DNA. It's my DNA. You know, so it's like I wanted to make content like that. So, you know, that's why we're doing this whole video thing. And
I like the idea.
it's nice, man, but God, just I hate the sound of my own voice.
You shouldn't.
It sucks when you're gonna watch this video and you're gonna be like, fuck, I sound like that.
Everyone hates this.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just never good. So yeah, but I mean the reason why I wanted to call you in is, I mean, the real reason is because I ran out of shit to talk about.
Okay.
But I also remember too, it's like, you know, I remember when I first started working here, we would travel a lot. And we would get really drunk when we go overseas and stuff, and we'd talk a lot of shit. And I remember we would talk about a lot of, like, honestly, like the conversations I had with you, the conversations I had with Mijung, and the conversations I had with like Terry, you know, or like the other designers when we're traveling.
Yeah.
That was literally like, that's kind of like the basis, I want to say, of the reason why I wanted to do these videos.
Okay.
And that's the reason why when I first started, I was like, I'm gonna drink on these videos for sure. And that's why I kind of wanted like a podcast type of feeling of a video, because it's like the conversations that we've had on those trips during those dinner times, I feel like that's way more interesting than, you know, like, or it's more interesting to me. You know, it could be because I work in the industry and everything like that, but then like, it's like, or maybe it's just kind of like, I just enjoy like the trading of war stories, so to speak, you know, but like, or like, okay. But I mean, those are like the conversations that you have, you know, when you're just kind of like, man, this whole situation's fucked. I hate everything. I hate life. But then it's like, you know, it's, I feel like it's interesting. And you know,
the one thing I'm a little disappointed, first of all, let me just put it out there on the table.
There's no drinks here.
Yes, there's no drinks there. I know, you know. Him knowing me, first of all.
I was
at least one, at least just to soften me in there.
I seriously thought about it. I wanted to do drinks. Maybe the next time you're on here, we will do it. But like,
you know how to throw that out there.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to do it because I feel like that's, yeah, it's always nice to do shit with your hands. But like, yeah, no, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. But here you are. I will say you are the first designer, besides my dad, you're the first designer, or like...
Well, thank you. I appreciate you considering me for...
Yeah, but, and anyways, I also want to get like a meet in here at some point. I'd really like to do that as well. Like, it'd be really cool to get like factories in here too. But it's like, yeah. But enough about this whole... Do you have any other questions?
No, I'm kind of aware of what you're doing.
All right, cool. So, why don't you let everybody know, when did you first start at BJD?
Specifically, July 2011.
2011. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so why did I think you were here longer than that?
Because I did start a long time ago.
And then
for a brief stint.
When was that?
I want to say 2006, 7, 2008.
Okay, and then you left and then you came back.
Yes, I went to Perry Ellis at that time, and kind of navigated my way through the industry, as kind of you said. And
then 2011 you came back.
Correct.
2011. Okay, so 2011. So you've been with us 10 years now, a little over 10 years.
Yeah.
Shit, it's been a long time. But like, you know, I think, what is it? I want to say, so you were kind of here, I mean, I guess you kind of came back in like halfway through like my dad's like apex here then, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Was that it?
Yes.
Like, yeah, because I know like...
He was basically transitioning from this department experience to just getting into the
value channel.
Right,
yeah, you were kind of there when like the department stores were kind of...
Phasing out,
right? Like, because I think with my dad, I know that like his peak or BJD's peak was before 2012. I know that because like just based on like what you and Mijung and everyone have said to me in the past, and it's like I know that when I first came in, like that's kind of when BJD was like kind of like fading downwards. But then like I know at some point between like 2008 to 2012, at some point between there, BJD was like hot.
Yeah,
like hot. Yeah.
I have a feeling it was that 11, 12 year that it actually started picking up.
Okay.
And that's when it actually got traction with the discounters. Yeah.
I see. Was that when like he moved like to like pure stock, or did that happen after?
That was kind of when he realized
like,
that I needed to have inventory
right. Okay, so that's when
help facilitate that.
Yeah, because I mean, I do know that we were still doing some pre-booking, and I know we moved to like 100% stock. I want to say like 14 or 15 or something like that. But okay, so you started in 11. And did you start with wovens, or were you just kind of doing whatever Brian asked of you?
It was both, yeah.
It was
knits
a little
and
bit
wovens,
both. Knits and wovens. Okay.
We were actually doing sweaters, denim at the time. I was responsible for doing all of that, those categories.
Okay, so you were doing some denim as well. Okay, how was that? Did you do any denim before then, or was that your like first?
I was doing a lot of domestic stuff here, and also did. During that time that I had left the company, I went into working for Walmart Canada out of Santa Monica. So I would basically fly up to Canada Walmart main offices for monthly meetings, at least.
And was that mostly denim?
No, it was 2 divisions, all categories: knits, wovens, bottoms, and basically I was responsible for all the denim category for men's and boys.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
2 separate divisions: bum equipment and then some other streetwear brand.
Bum equipment.
Yeah,
okay.
So you've heard of that one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. And so you mostly did like wovens and knits?
So basically the same thing that I did out there for Walmart, you can say I basically did here: knits, wovens, and then at that time denim. Basically did the whole gamut. So.
Damn. And you did some of denim domestically?
Yeah, I did denim domestically for myself and a bunch of other people.
How was that? Did you like it?
I actually liked it.
Really?
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, what are you doing sportswear then?
Yeah, you know what? I lived in the laundry houses here. I have connections with the laundry houses, so it's.
Yeah, no, because like I'm like.
And LA is the hub for denim.
Yeah, and like it's one of the things like I do all categories reluctantly. Like I fucking hate wovens. I hate this industry. I mean, I'm just joking. I love it. I love the industry. No, but like it was always kind of like for me, it's like even before when even when I came back to BJD, like I sat down with my dad and we were talking, and when like our initial conversations with him, I was just like, Dad, let me borrow some money. I was sitting there asking him for $50,000. That's what I was actually doing, because I was like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do all the sportswear shit. Right. I don't want to do. I'm like, you do the fashion. Like, I don't give a fuck about fashion. Like, fashion like bored me. Like, it was just like, for me, it was a losing play. It was like
I recall you coming and asking your dad for some money, but it was tees. At that point, you wanted to do some tees.
I wanted to start with tees, but then I had a long-term play with denim.
Okay.
Yeah, because for me, it's like before I came back to BJD, I was dabbling really heavily in denim.
Okay.
Like over here, like with like the wash houses, I was trying to develop made in USA denim. Like I was trying to develop it to present it, you know, like with Carhartt, you know, like I was putting together stuff. I already started sourcing, you know, and that's kind of when I started really like getting into denim. And like for me, the reason why I like denim and t-shirts so much, it's like I like the whole idea of one category.
Basic staples.
No. Well, I mean, forget the staples. Like everyone always talks about like staples, but like for me, it was never about that. For me, it was about this. It was just one fabrication.
Yeah.
One fabrication. One. You know, you get one base fabric. You get one base quality. You know, I don't want to play all these like I don't want to play all these fucking games like with like the slub or this or whatever. You know, I don't want to do that. It's like one thing. Let's make it awesome.
Right.
You know, and from there, it's just you kind of like grow it. It's like baking bread.
That was kind of my
it's
passion.
Like
baseline
ingredient. You know, it's just one ingredient. It's like very, very minimal, and then you just do it. You know, and it's like a craft. You know, and it versus like this game that we're playing with like the stitching here and this and all the bells and whistles and 24 different types of prints and all, I'm looking at this. I'm going, good grief, Jesus Christ! Like, you know, it's.
You're trying to hit a dart on a bullseye, and sometimes you just miss.
No, but you know, not even that. It's like, I mean, like no offense too. It's just fucking designers, man. Like, I mean, no offense, but like, you know, it's like. Yeah, this is why like I have so many issues like with like my dad. You know, it's like for you guys, what's like the most important thing in the world? For me, it's like it's just a issue with values.
Right.
You get what I mean? Yeah. It's like I get it. You guys think it's super important. For me, like I don't care. You know, and it's like and so like that kind of interaction was just it's always.
You
been
just can't blame it. We try to be a little bit different every year, just
a
little bit.
Yeah, right. You know, and like
just to stay relevant.
Like I said, so it's like that was always my whole thing, but like I love denim, and it's interesting. I didn't know you come from like I guess you didn't come from denim background, but the fact that you were kind of in it, because I always feel like denim is so different from sportswear.
I mean,
you know?
I'd go to local jobbers. I mean, Cone Denim when it was still around, I'd order directly from them, and it's in my blood.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, anyways, let's kind of go back to where we started, 2011.
Right. Yep.
You did wovens and knits. How was Brian like back then? Is he more or less the same person now, you think? Or
no, he was completely different. I mean, if I can say anything. He had his foot on the pedal at all times back then.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I mean, obviously age plays a factor, but he is slowed down tremendously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tremendously.
Yeah.
He would go a mile a minute. I'll give you an example. We'd go out, do some trend shopping in Europe, and we go into a store, and you turn around just for a minute, he's already out of the store, like walking, and you're like, where the heck did he go?
Right.
So it's like once he loses his interest in wherever we're at, he's off into the next one.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, I think...
And it was always a catch-up game with him. It's like, shit, where did he go?
Right. I mean, I remember those Europe trips.
I mean, the very first time when you kind of came on, it was... I would say that was the last that I have experienced. I remember I roomed with you once. The very first time that you came on board. And it was Paris, and you took off your shoes, you put up your feet. That was how he was throughout. Now it's like he needs his breaks. He wants his break.
Well, I was doing that because I tore my Achilles.
No, but still, but he was still grinding like nonstop, and he would not stop until 6. Be able to, and then wake up the next morning and grind again.
Like I mean, this is kind of like one of those things I'm talking about. It's like for me, it's like whenever I went on those Europe trips, like I was relevant for like 3 days. You know,
the first 3 days.
No. I was relevant for like 3 days when we went to the fabric show.
Oh, okay.
When we went to Texas, when we went to PV. All the other times, like when I think about it in hindsight, I'm like, I don't even know why I was there. Like I was like, it's like I guess this is kind of where it's like the difference, I guess, in like things, because it's like I understand like because like one thing like I'm starting to realize more and more about myself with like Brian was just kind of like it's like it's actually like pretty. I think it's pretty awesome, and I think we both kind of lucked out in the fact that I'm still like really obsessed with this industry, because me and him had like total different upbringings within this industry.
Right.
You know, like for him, like he went from like a buyer. He used to work in a store. He went from a buyer to like a manufacturer, but then I don't think he was. I mean, he wasn't even really ever a manufacturer per se. He went from like a buyer to like a designer, basically. Yeah. You know, like he always kind of had his dad for the whole manufacturing thing. Right. You know, whereas like me, I went from like a production coordinator, like who was like product development. I just went straight from like development to like
the basic understandings of how to make a garment.
Yeah. For me, like I come from like a totally different and for him, like because for him it's very much about like his eye. Yeah. You know, like he has this eye. He sees this one thing. He wants to do this one thing, and so he thinks this is the one thing that he needs to do, and from there he builds out this full line from it, and then he turns and he makes volume. Whereas me, it's more along the lines of like, okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna make the best version of this, and then from there it's just like, and so like, and like it's we're coming from like two very very different ways, and I think like it's I don't think it works, both of us. I don't think it works, but we're both very. Like we both are successful at it.
I wouldn't say it doesn't work. Man, I think it works. It's just like you said. It's two different.
Yeah, it's
different
so
mindsets that are very
hard.
Similar in nature.
Dude, you know it's so
that are very similar in nature.
Hard. You know, like it's funny because everyone's like, you're just like your dad. I'm like, no, I'm nothing like him, guys. Like,
the more that you want to push that out, it's actually. It's true.
No, here's my thing with them. It's like, because like I always have this conversation with Mi-Jong, because like she used to always say this to me before I left BJD, or like like no, like everyone would always say this, and like it was like it used to like fuck with my head, because I'm like, no, like dude, like our values are totally different. You know, like our values are totally different. The way we work is totally different. And what I mean by like even like the way we work is like it kind of goes back to the whole value thing. And I'm not taking anything away from him. Like for me right now is like this. I got to do this for at least another 10 years before we could even compare one another's careers. Like I'm not even trying to compare like in terms of career wise. Okay, like but for me it's like for him, like he's like you said, he's always just relentlessly pushing forward. He's always pushing forward, and he's always going here and going here and going here, and like that's kind of what he's always thinking. But for me, I'm always just kind of like, okay, so this is the next step. Let's do this step. We're all going to move together. This,
you're planning,
and then we're going to move together like this.
Yeah.
I am very, very methodical in my approach for everything.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's all about organization. It's all about discipline, and it's all about like I'm very militaristic in terms of what
with that. I agree with the differences.
Yeah,
that is
so
clear
me,
and evident.
The way he's working, it drives me fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because like, here's the thing: is like, when he's going to grow way faster than me. Like let me put it this way: it's like if you want to take your business 10x, like grow your business by 10 times, go with Brian. You know what I mean? Like go with Brian. He's going to do that. But then for me, it's like I can't stand the things that fall through the cracks. I can't stand it. It drives me insane. I just see missed opportunity here, and it's just it feels very like, you know, like it just doesn't.
It's deflating.
It just doesn't fit with my personality. You get what I'm saying? And so like in the past, when like Mijun would always be, oh, you and him are just the same. You guys are just like, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not.
Why does everyone say that you're the same?
I don't fucking know. That's why I'm trying to talk to him about this shit.
No, they are the same. I mean, first of all, like Brian, for example. Short fuse. Anything, both of you are very explosive.
Okay.
I mean, off the record, of course. You guys are very explosive.
It's on record, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You're on camera. You're on camera. Yeah.
But it's just passion. That just shows each other's passion for this industry and what they love. You know, you have that, he has it, so there's that similarity, all right? Even though he comes from a totally different background, upbringing, within this industry, as do you, it's passion at the end of the day. Yeah. He loves what he does, you love what you do, you have a certain process. He's gonna keep doing what he knows and how he knows. And it's just pushing forward. And it's whether it falls through the crack or not, it's just he's on to the next thing, on to the next thing. You are a planner, and you know, you respect that too, because that's the way to scale a business. Truly scale a business.
You know, like, because for me right now, it's like, I talk to Brian about this all the time. Like, we're planning on aggressively growing nickel and iron. It just like the prospect, or like the next 5 fucking years. You get what I mean? It's like the process of like the next 5 fucking years. Because like, here's my thing is like, with you guys, like, with everybody else, I could just basically go to them, and it's like, if I explain it to them, like what's going on, why I'm doing it the way I'm doing, you guys get it. It makes sense. But like with him, he's just gonna do what he wants anyway. But then the problem is, when I don't like power tripping. I don't like telling people no. I don't like doing that kind of shit.
Right.
But when I do say no, it's for a very, 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 very clear reason. You know, it's for a very clear reason. And it's like, so for me, it's like, that's always like, I think like the biggest thing is like, there's always fires to put out, you know? And like, it's like.
He never takes a no. You have to understand that. He'll never take a no.
Yeah.
I'll remind him of it.
Yeah.
I'll tell him of it.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care.
Yeah. All right, well, anyway, let's change the subject. I mean, when did you start traveling with Brian?
2011.
Oh, so as soon as you started?
Right. I mean, when I started prior to, that was like kind of my first experience.
Did you always travel like this, kind of all the time?
No, it just became.
It kind of accelerated more, right?
Accelerated within the last 4 years, I'd say.
Yeah, like it's.
And it was originally
every 6 weeks.
Yeah,
bro.
originally
Every
used to be four times out of the year.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
4 to 6, and then it just scaled on up there for, like you said, every 6 weeks. And
Jesus Christ, man! Like, I mean, like, just for them, it's like, I'm gonna say straight up from, I think 2015, I think for like almost 3 years, every January, first week of January was New York, second week of February was Europe, March. It was a development trip. April, we had a break, okay? Like April, May was like the only time there wasn't much like traveling. June, sourcing trip. And then July, we had a break. August, we went to Vegas. September, we went to Europe. November, late, like so we went to Europe around mid-September, and then around late October,
a month after our trip.
We'll go back to China, like Asia, and everything like that. These trips to Asia, like these development trips and the sourcing trips, and so like the 3 times we went to Asia, these were like fucking
insane.
Like 18-day trips, 18 days. Like we spent a week in every country. We went to China, we went to Bangladesh, we went to India. It was brutal. And I did this for almost like 3 years nonstop. And you went to a lot of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went to a lot of those too. And then on top of that too, like you guys had a Europe trip.
Right.
You know, at some point in like June or like May or June or something.
June, yeah.
Oh, June.
June was New York.
Yeah, June we also went to New York. I totally forgot about that New York trip. You know, we did that. And then August we did Magic.
Correct.
Yeah, and then we couldn't go to Magic in February because we were in Europe.
Correct.
And it like when I think about the sheer amount of traveling I did, like this was my whole thing. It was like, it was brutal. It really wore on me. But you always seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what? I
like,
always threw it to him. I said, look, you need to condense this. This is way too much.
Fuck.
And it was just, I got it why he went, because again, it had to do with process. It was his process.
Yeah.
Where you had it all scaled out, planned out, this is the way it is, and we need to do it to reach this.
Yeah.
His is, I just got to do it on a monthly type of basis, and I'm going to do 2-month buys, and this is the way, and because, then another 2 months, and another 2 months.
It was, I just remember just like that whole thing. It was so brutal. You know, like I could straight up tell you, like, I think it was, when did I go to Thailand? I remember taking a vacation to Thailand. That was like the biggest mistake, because we were doing all this traveling already, and then one December, like after I came back from a trip, like I come back like November, like we like at some point like first or second week of November, and like literally 3-4 weeks after that, not 4 weeks, yeah, almost like 4 weeks. I took a trip to Thailand. I took like a week-long vacation in Thailand. All right, that fucked me up. I think it was like end of 2017. I want to say, or it could have been. I
recall we were coming back from Bangladesh, and you routed out.
Dude, like I went to Thailand, right? That right there was just like, no, that's when I went to Japan.
Oh, okay.
I took a Japan trip that one time. That was a little younger then. Like 2 years later, I went to Thailand. But then I came back home, and then literally I landed. I spent like 24 hours in LA, and then I had to go to New York for the buying trip. And I remember like when I went to New York that one time, I couldn't sleep for 3 days. I straight up couldn't sleep for 3 fucking days straight.
I've become an insomniac as a result of all these trips. I don't have any smooth sleep at all to date.
Really? You still can't sleep? Well, you also have a kid.
Well, that compiled with everything else.
Oh my God, dude. I couldn't sleep for 3 fucking days, dude. And it was so brutal.
No, for me, it's like these trips, I kind of put a challenge to myself. It's like, this is the time that you gotta kind of toughen up, wake up earlier, go to the gym.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, but doing like just kind of nose to the grindstone like that for 3 years straight, I was just like, ugh, this is just so much. And then like on top of that too, it was like, man, like the development was unbelievable.
It was extensive. It was a lot.
It was unbelievable, and like it was just so much work, and it was just like there was just too much to do. I think it was 2017. I think it was 2017.
When you had that trip,
but like, I don't know. I just remember all that stuff, and it was like, and so you were saying when you first started, it was only like 3-4 days.
It was four. It was 4, max 6, and like I said, to your point, maybe 2016, 2017, it just kind of accelerated to the amount of trips that you just kind of listed off. It's basically all of those. I mean, you look at my passport, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's a book.
Yeah.
it's a book.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
But
I show people my passport sometimes. Like, I'm taking a trip and I show my passport and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" Because it's like, there's so many. I had 2 different inserts in there. Yeah.
Fortunately, you did. I
yeah, it's like this thick. Yeah.
I only had one, and that was more than enough. But
no, but like, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man, because it's like I know we're gonna have to start traveling again. I know we will, but that was one thing I loved about 2020. I loved about, like, one underrated thing. I mean, look, I had a break because, like, 18 and 19, I still traveled for my job, but then, like, it was like Mexico. It was like Detroit.
Nothing. Yeah, that's nothing.
It's like, it's like, come on, it's like, it's
same time zones. That's
that's
nothing.
It was like 3 hours difference.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was I couldn't even complain. But then, like, here's the thing though. Like, those companies, it's like, they made me travel. They're like, "Oh, do you need to take 3 days off after this?"
Yeah, not here.
3 days off?
Yeah.
Like, it's Detroit, dude. No. Like, come on, like, get out of here. Yeah, but like, it was just like funny. But like, yeah, it's just like the amount of traveling that we did in the past was like ridiculous. But like, I'm worried because it's like, we will have to start traveling again and everything like that. And it's especially because I want to start up with PV again. We kind of talked about this. I want to start attending those fabric shows again. I want to start like developing like a premium line again, and it's and so like there's like a lot in the works for it, and I'm sure like I just need that first trip,
Definitely, the first trip is going to just break that ice.
I mean, you went on a trip recently, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and you're going again.
India, it was, to me, was fantastic because everything was seamless. I mean, as far as going through security, going through the airports.
No one's there, huh?
Empty. Customs, empty.
That's nice.
Whereas before, you'd land into India, and you'd have the lines just zigzagging, first of all, just to get out.
Do you think that's going to come back?
It eventually will, but everybody's imposing these restrictions, but we'll see. But as of to date, knock on wood, it's pretty chill.
Yeah. I think it's going to be pretty chill for you guys. Like, you guys are going soon, right? When are you leaving? You're leaving?
December 2nd.
December 2nd, right? Yeah, so in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. We're out for about 14, 15 days. And going to Bangladesh again. We haven't gone there in about a year and a half, 2 years.
Did they really open up the sanctions yet or no? Or everything's good now?
Everything's open.
Fuck, I got to renew my passport, man.
Yeah, and you've got to because it takes a long ass time. It's about 18 weeks.
Yeah. Did you do it expedited or?
I didn't, but at that time it wasn't as long. But even expedited, I think it's
12 weeks.
12 weeks,
something like that. Yeah. I mean, like, that's kind of my thing right now. It's like I need to get that done ASAP. So I'm thinking my next trip is probably going to be March, realistically. And it's like, even if I could go earlier, it's like, I don't know what I don't know if I could just like miss a week of work. There's so much development going on right now. It's like that's
again, it has to play within your scheduling. It has to. In all honesty, it has to fall in line with your pre-buying.
Right.
You have to kind of prepare for your buy and kind of line up all your ducks and
like for me,
ready for your buy in January.
Yeah, for me, the perfect time for me to, I think, travel is like April. I think April is.
You're talking Asia?
Just period. For me, like, where nothing, because I don't have a Q4 buy.
Yeah.
I don't have a Q4 buy. I buy everything in like January, February.
Right.
Like, April comes along, and like April is, I mean, honestly, like, you guys are starting your Q2, but it's like chill because it's like there's no pressure. All the tech packs for Q1 is going to be in, but like, man, I don't need those samples until like June or July to buy. You kind of get what I mean? And so it's like even development is super chill. Like, I mean, the development team's so happy because they have 3 months to develop all this shit. It only gets crunched towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then like April is like, okay, Q2 is starting, but Q2 is typically just a continuation of Q1 anyway. You're not introducing anything new for Q2.
Right.
All the newness is in Q1. Q2 is just like, refills, and it's so like that's like pretty chill. And then like it's like it'd be really cool to like go overseas, lock in all the prices and make sure you give all the projections to everybody. So once the Q1 buy rolls around, like the factories are perfect. You know what I mean? It's like perfect. It's like everything lines up perfectly, and it's like I'm definitely gonna have a trip there. I mean, honestly, I should take a trip maybe around like November as well. You know, like October, November.
Yeah.
I really should. It's like.
I mean, we typically used to, and it was for that kind of prep.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I'm off the top of my head, those are going to be like 2 trips that I definitely take over to Asia. I don't have to go to Europe with you guys, do I? Like, everyone's telling me I should. I mean, especially because like it's going to be like Debbie's first time there.
You have a different eye too, so.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah. So it's like, I mean, but for me, if I go there, it's going to be looking at like prices, you know, and it's like quality, you know. But like, you know, like,
with Europe, you know, everything is a little bit more expensive, just because they do like little finer things in life.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. But like, you know, I mean,
again, you have a different set of eyes, and you have a different taste level than Debbie, myself, and.
My taste level doesn't matter.
Well,
I'm not the one that's
well, no, exactly. But it's all about opinions too.
Yeah.
It's all about, you know, you're putting things on the table, and
I'm a t-shirt and denim guy, bro.
No, I know. I see that every day.
T-shirt and denim guy, man. You could make my wardrobe for under $50.
Yeah.
You know, but like, no, but still, like, I'm like, yeah. But either way, I think the first time like around with like Europe, I should go for like the first couple times. I want to say at least until all the fabric people are like well set
kind
up.
of lined up.
Yeah, and then after that, like it's like I don't know, I don't want to go to Europe, man. And it's like for me too, it's like I know what you and Debbie are saying. I get that, but it's like I think Europe's fucked. There's no shopping there. There's no shopping.
Right now, I don't think so, personally.
And on top of that too, man, like the reason why Bangladesh is suffering so much right now is because there's no European orders.
Correct.
You know, it's like Europe's not even ordering right now. So you know there's not going to be shit there. It's like
that's why I'm hesitant to even go to Europe myself.
You know,
I'd rather go to New York, like I told you, with PV, you know, also showing there.
Yeah.
And you hit 2 ducks in a row there. I mean,
and it's an easier trip.
Yes.
Did you hear though? Did you see that? You know, Paris has a new flight.
No.
To LA.
They do?
It's like $300.
No way.
Yeah, but it's like a cheap ass fucking plane. I'm not even kidding you. I forgot. It's like Paris to LA. It's a new airline. It's only for France.
It's not Ryanair, is it?
No, it's not. But it's something horrible.
Ryanair was the worst, and it was
I don't
300 going out to Paris and or London.
It might be. That might. I know, but it's not called that. It's not called that. But I swear to God, I saw it. I was like, it's like $288 for a trip. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, that's cheaper than New York. It's like, how do they even swing that? Yeah, but it came out recently. It came out this week.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, I saw that. I was like, fuck. I hope I don't have to take this when I go. Like, they don't even have business class. They have premium economy and economy. That's it. Yeah, but I think like premium economy is like $600, but I'm like, still for Paris, that's not bad.
Right.
You know, it's like that's not bad at all. Like, yeah, but like I saw that, but I mean, still, I'd prefer to go to New York too, anyway. So,
You're a New York guy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Don't say that shit.
You're
Don't
a New
say
York
that.
type of guy. You're a city guy.
Yeah. Some of my friends are gonna see this, so they're gonna be like, "Yeah, Mike, you should move to New York."
Well, like, you know New York like the back of your hand too. Come on, that's why.
Yeah, but you want to know something crazy though? I think I might know Paris as well as I know New York.
Okay, good.
You know,
Paris is kind of my city too. Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like, and I'm actually serious about this. We may have gone to Paris and London and Berlin more. I mean, okay, I've actually been to New York a lot, but like, it's like.
No, we have been.
Yeah.
To
I've been to those cities more times than I've been to San Diego.
Okay. San Diego, where did that come about?
No, I'm just
talking
saying,
about New York, San Diego.
No. I'm just talking about cities. I'm just talking about American cities that we should have been in. I've been there more times than San Diego. Right. I've been there more times than SF.
Yeah.
I've been there more times than, Santa Barbara.
Right.
You know, like, it's like, I know those places better than I know, like, Californian cities, you know?
Correct.
And it's like.
I'm in the same boat.
And so it's like, I mean, that's the thing. But, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just curious to see if, you know, Europe ever comes back, you know?
I think with all these restrictions and lockdowns, don't expect anything too soon.
Did you see what happened in Netherlands? What's happening
Netherlands,
right now?
Greece, Italy, France.
No, but Greece has already been fucked, like, since, like, 2008. You know, like, that huge crisis, the housing crisis in 2008?
Yeah.
Greece never recovered from that.
Wow.
Like Greece never did. Like there's Greek refugees. Like as far like even from like 2018. Like Germany was talking about how they're no longer letting refugees in. That was like a huge crisis there. Yeah. Like Greece has been fucked since like 2008. I'm worried about like that happening to like France. I'm worried about like that happening to like, you know, Germany's gonna be fine because Germany's like you know, German economy's good, but I heard German inflation was like at like 16% right
Really?
now. Yeah, it's stupid high.
Wow.
Like it's like the high since like 1950s, post World War II.
It's not. You definitely cannot imagine people shopping out there right now, or producing new items for like us to go and shop, and trend shop.
Think of Paris right now, bro. Like Paris is like almost like 70% of their economy was tourism, right? They haven't seen anyone in 2 years.
No.
It's like what the fuck are they doing?
No.
You know, it's like I'm like I don't know. It's so messy with Europe right now, and it's I mean, who knows? I mean, I think UK will be okay. I think Germany will be okay, but like France, I'm like kind of looking at it, just going like shaking my head because
I feel the same way. I think UK would be okay. Germany's going to be definitely okay, but I fear for France.
Like France, like Italy, like all these like tourist attraction spots.
Yep.
It's like, dude, they didn't have anything for 2 years, you know?
And they're continuing this for another year.
You think?
Yeah.
You know, I did hear though, like Italy, like I hear there's like just mass riots all the time there right now. They're just not covering it.
Yeah, I heard the same thing, and I think Austria today.
No, that was the Netherlands today.
That was the Netherlands today.
It was literally like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Dude, it's on fire.
Yeah.
They're showing that shit on Twitter right now. It's ridiculous.
They're not showing it out in the mainstream media.
Make sure you post this on the video. Like, like.
Isn't France? Didn't they have like a lot of riots too?
They did. It wasn't covered.
Yeah, but
yeah,
but dude, like Netherlands right now, as we speak right now, it's on fire. Like there's a literal fire.
There's riots in Wisconsin. You heard?
Oh yeah, Kenosha. Yeah. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about that on here. But yeah.
No, they were already there. They were deployed
like,
prior to the ruling.
On Monday or something.
Yeah.
You know what? You think he's gonna sue CNN?
Oh, he's making his millions.
Yeah, dude.
He is making his millions. Oh, no way.
You see the fire?
Yeah.
Netherlands, right now, because they just imposed new restrictions for it. Like it's like 2 people dead.
Wow.
Like yeah, it's like it's rough, but like yeah, I mean oh, did you hear about what happened at Astroworld? Dude, like the class action lawsuit got passed today.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Drake and
Apple and Live Nation.
Yeah.
Live Nation,
$1 billion. Travis, $2 billion?
What?
$2 billion. Travis Scott is like, ugh.
Oh, so like Minimal, we did the spotlight.
Yeah.
They had a
They had a
promo with Travis Scott.
They had a Travis Scott. Yeah. Travis Scott dogs. Like promo. Like
we got like
they blasted a huge promotion for it the day of Astroworld, and you knew they were trying to coordinate the two together, right? For like the giveaway and everything. And we saw it like a week later because I was looking at the social media just to figure out how many times they post.
And
it was like, we just saw it. I was like, Travis Scott. And then we had this whole talk about Travis Scott on the video because we're just like, man, Travis Scott is not a good name right now.
No.
Man, even his Kardashian money cannot cover the $2 billion lawsuit that's coming his way. Yeah. My God, Kylie's going to cut bait. No, don't cut that out. Like, yeah. No, but like, yeah, man. Like, it's like, dude, that sucks. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's because I think BJD will be fine.
Oh, you mean the signal?
Oh, it is. Okay. 2 more minutes?
Well, I mean, until 3:50.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. We'll wrap this up in like 5 minutes. Yeah, because like, I mean, man, we didn't cover as much as I wanted to. We were just talking shit. But like, but like, I think honestly too, especially with these trips, I think eventually like BJD will always be fine, just in terms of just like as a company. But I think the industry is going to change a lot, though.
I think the industry has been changing drastically. Yeah. I mean, you see these big department stores pivoting to what's been actually flourishing as the discounter.
You want to know something crazy, man? It's like, even like, and I guess this is like a positive thing too, is like, denim. I bought 4 pairs of Levi jeans this fall.
Okay.
I bought 4 pairs of Levi. Dude, our denim quality from No Exit right now is better. Like we actually have better denim quality right now, and that's scary. Shocking.
Yeah,
that's scary, dude. Like, cause it's like, man, like I mean, I just feel like these brands too. They're kind of, it's tough, and like
they're tapped out. They don't have.
They took a year off.
Yeah.
They took a fucking year off.
And they're not traveling. They're not looking at qualities. They're not pushing.
They're not working.
No.
They're not fucking working. You know, and that's like, I think that's just like the story of this whole COVID outbreak. It's like,
no, they're still in their lounge pants, man. That's.
Like, you know, I was like talking about it with like, because we had a photo shoot here for like because we revamped our website, during the lockdown. And I remember like at the start of this year around January, like we had a photo shoot and like we brought a bunch of models in. And I looked at them, I'm like, dude, how was last year for you guys? You guys okay? Like, you guys good? Like, you know, how's work? You know, how things going? And they were like, man, it's been tough. Like they're like struggling. But then one of the guys, like the younger guy, he was like, you know, I started getting work recently. You know, and so he had a photo shoot with like Hurley.
Okay.
He had a couple of shoots like with like some of his like regular people, and he was like, yeah, I mean they're starting to like ramp up. I'm like, so like, how'd you like it? And he was basically just like, yeah, it's just they have the same product as they did like last year, you know. But like it's.
I think that's the same thing that Europe's going to be.
Yeah.
And
I think so
it's
too.
gonna have like the restock of like old
whatever.
inventory.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of look at it, and, you know, and like, but you know who wasn't resting?
Us.
Denim and Flower wasn't resting either.
Yeah.
You know, Denim and Flower is still like, you know, like I'm hearing like.
But Denim and Flower, if you know them, they basically grabbed a lot of what we did.
Yeah, I know.
And just slapped on their labels, packaging, and.
Look, I mean, you know, here's the thing. It's like. It's kind of interesting to see because you could definitely tell which labels, like use this as an opportunity and which people just kind of decided like, oh, the world's on fire. It's okay for us to,
we're running with it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, it's kind of, you know, people could like, you know, it's just sad. It's just sad. But I mean, overall, generally, it seems pretty positive. You know, I mean, we have a brand new label and BJD because of it, you know, and it's you know, that label, I mean, there's got pretty decently big plans for it, you know. It's you know, we're in multiple categories now, so I mean, overall I think everything is okay, you know. Anything cool that you expect for the next year?
Just bigger sales and a hefty growth in our division.
Yeah.
And company as a whole, of course, but
besides that, I mean, it's like, it's more of the same shit. I mean, it's weird. Like, I talk to a lot of people nowadays, and it's like, there isn't really much to talk about. You know, there's a lot, like, happening right now.
Yeah, a lot of distractions. That's all I can say.
More of the same shit for, like, the last 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just business as usual, so, yeah.
Well, no, business was a little bit scaled back because of the fear, but now that you've kind of navigated through all that madness, you can.
It's gonna get worse, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's gonna get worse, man. Like
you're probably right.
No, what people don't understand right now is like, well, y'all don't understand. Like, I pre-booked all my yarn for Q2 during Q1. I booked it for Q2 and 3, but then Amit went and used all that yarn for nickel and iron shit too.
Wow.
But yeah, so
okay.
Good for you guys on that. But like, we got we locked in some pretty amazing prices for the first half of next year. But like, man, Q3, it's like
tough.
Dude, man, but that's everybody right now. You know, it's like, I think right now everyone's like worried about inflation here, and everyone's talking about inflation right now. But like, dude, come like May of next year,
it's
I don't know. I think it's going to be scary.
Yeah,
it's going to be scary, dude. Like,
I just started kind of noticing it in food, just at the grocery store,
oh
and I'm
my
like,
God.
what the?
Yeah, man.
That was just yesterday. I'm like,
expenses are going
what?
up like crazy right now,
for just
man.
basic necessities. I'm like, no way.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm concerned. Like, I'm like really, really concerned, and it's but then, like, you know, like typically, even during inflation, garment prices don't shake that much.
Right.
They typically don't. Like, garment prices typically stay about the same. But lordy, when you see the quality out there nowadays,
crap.
Dude, I went shopping like a week ago. I mean, we got to wrap this up soon because I want to respect your time before like 4 o'clock. But like, I just want to. And dude, I went shopping the other day. Like, what is it? I went to Nordstrom's. I went to Bloomingdale's. I went to Abercrombie. I went to American Eagle. I went to Gap. I went to Uniqlo. I did the Americana route. I did all Americana in Glendale Galleria, and I'm just kind of I just wanted to see what's out there. Not like price shopping, just look at the shit, what's going on out in the market. Man, the clothing sucks.
There's really not that much options out there.
Bad. It's horrible.
It's old.
Dude, it's so bad.
It's, again, like I said, it's a lot of old inventory that was stocked up from last year that they're introducing as new.
Christ,
That's basically
it's
it.
Awful. Like, you know, look at, and I was like, there's no way we don't do well in this climate.
Exactly.
Like, that's my thing. There's like no way we don't do well because, like, you know, it's like even like our old shit's better than their old shit.
I think
like,
we're
you know?
flourishing as a result of all that stale oldness that's out there.
Yeah, like it's like you know, and it's one of those things like, you know, including nickel and iron, but like, you know, like Westy, MBX, and everything like that. It's like this whole supply chain gridlock's like really fucking with our heads right now because it's like we literally all of our orders come in by trickles. I mean, you know this because of Brian. It's like, but 2 containers come in, like literally our warehouse is packing it while unloading it.
I know.
We can't even hold on to this shit. It's like coming in at once. It's just one sweep of all the buyers.
It's a revolving door, yeah.
Yeah, it's just gone. It's just gone. And I'm just like,
it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, but we need everything in.
Yeah.
It's a good thing if everything wasn't 3 months late.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like what I'm concerned about is all of our fleece coming in February. That's some of your fleece too, but you know what I mean? It's like all that's coming in February. It's like who was going to buy fleece in February? You know, like that's a little bit what my concern is right now. This whole supply chain thing. But like besides that, it's like, I mean, life's pretty good. So like Anyways, I mean, this was fun. I wish we could go a little bit longer, but either way, it's like
I'm up for it if you're up for it. So
yeah. Well, you mean right now?
No, I'm up for.
Oh yeah. Whenever, right? Okay. Yeah, but anyways, thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
And yeah, I mean, I'll call you again at some point, like if we have like nothing else to do. It's like a break in. I'll bring booze next time.
Thank you.
Like,
you heard that. It's on record.
Yeah. All right.